Welcome. So if you're not excited to do a problem like this, I don't know what's wrong with you. This one looks very, very intriguing to go ahead and work on. So again, remember when simplifying complex fractions, we need to get rid of these denominators, all right? But the first thing I always like to look at is, simplify these as much as possible. So there's a couple denominators that I'm going to want to simplify just to be able to see. It might help us out or it might not, but let's go ahead and simplify them. So the first one we can simplify is 3x squared minus 3. We know we can factor out a 3, so we're left with x squared minus 1. And the other one we have is x squared minus 3x minus 4. Well, that's a trinomial, and we can factor that out into x minus 4 times x plus 1. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite these terms as in their factored form. So this is x minus 4 times x plus 1. Then over here, we'll rewrite this as a 3 times x squared minus 1. OK, so now I've simplified everything. It hasn't really helped me out, though, yet. But remember, when simplifying complex fractions, when we have multiple fractions, either in our numerator or denominator, one thing we can do is multiply to get an LCD. So we need to determine what is the LCD of these two denominators so we can combine them to one single fraction. And once we have them as one single fraction, we can multiply the numerator and denominator by its reciprocal to eliminate our fractions. So the LCD of these two in our denominator, you can see that they both share an x plus 1, and then only one of them has an x minus 4, so we have x minus 4 times x plus 1. So here we go. I'm going to multiply by x minus 4 times x minus 4. OK. So now we have this common denominator. So now what we can do is simplify them or combine them. Now, I'm just going to do this in the side again. Whew, man, this is a lot to do, isn't it? All right, so let's actually combine them over here. All right, let's. This is going to equal then, if I apply my distributive property here, I'll have 5x minus 20. And then remember, this is a minus x plus 4. So I need to make sure I distribute my negative to the x and to the negative 4. So it would be minus x minus 4. And that's all over my common denominator of x minus 4 times x plus 1. And remember, that is still over 1 over 3 times x squared minus 1. All right? But now I can simplify this to be a 4x minus 24. So I have 1 over 3 times x squared minus 1 all over, and I said this was 4x minus 24 all over x minus 4 times x plus 1. OK, so now the key important thing is what I've done here is I have taken my two fractions in my denominator and I've combined them to one fraction. And that's really important because what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to rewrite the problem. But now all I need to do is when simplifying my complex fraction is just to multiply by the reciprocal. OK, so now I multiply by the reciprocal, which is going to be x minus 4 times x plus 1 over 4x minus 24. And actually, in this case, I can actually, why did I multiply that out? Let's actually factor out that 4. So when I factor out the 4, I'm actually left with a 4 times x minus 6. All right. So I multiply my numerator and denominator by that. So I have x minus 4 times x plus 1 divided by 4 times x minus 6. Now we know that any time we multiply a fraction by its reciprocal, that's going to multiply out to 1. Okay? And then I just multiply across here, and I notice I can't simplify any terms out. However, I can multiply the 3 times the 4, which will give me a 12. So therefore, my final answer is going to be x minus 4 times x plus 1 divided by 12 x squared minus 1 times x minus 6. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you simplify a complex fraction. Thanks.